Welcome back to Managing. I have the Recreation Director of Parks and Rec in Franklin, Indiana. Everyone knows this name and face. Everyone welcome Holly Johnston.
Hello, everybody.
Holly's finally on! How nervous are you, Holly?
I am so nervous.
Have you ever done a podcast?
No.
I know a couple people from Discover Downtown do them, but I haven't seen many for the Parks and Rec.
I never have. We've never done any here. I used to talk on the radio every week, but no, I've never done anything like this.
I think the Parks and Rec staff should have a podcast. Like
I think
you,
so, too.
Courtney, Victoria. I would get down with that.
And we could have you on our podcast.
I would love to. I'm going to start from the beginning. Did you grow up here in Franklin, Indiana?
I didn't.
Where'd
I
you
grew
grow
up
up?
in Orleans, Indiana, which is southern Indiana.
Yeah.
And I came to Franklin College and just stayed after I
The rest was
graduated.
history.
Yeah.
What attracted you to Franklin College?
Golly, I visited. Well, I was close to just south of IU, and so my mom told my sisters and I that if we went to IU, we had to live at home. Well, we weren't living at home, and my older sister went to Hanover, so I didn't want to go to Hanover.
Yeah.
So somebody had mentioned Franklin College, and so I came up here and visited and fell in love with
is
it.
history.
I know.
And you did a recreation major.
Yes, PE and recreation was my major.
So what were all the classes you did? What did that entail for you when you were at Franklin College?
I had a lot of like sports classes and things like that. Franklin College was so lucky. We had my professor named Bob Madden, and he was a big wig with Indy Parks for years.
Yeah.
And so he still worked at Indy Parks then, and he was just a lay professor. So he came down, and so we got firsthand experience on a lot of recreation type stuff. So it was good.
Yeah, it's a good program, especially
Yeah.
for Franklin College.
It is.
And what was it like in the 90s? I mean, clearly Franklin wasn't developed then. So
No.
what all did you guys get to do?
There was nothing downtown. Really, there was not hardly anything downtown. I remember coming back one fall and we got Taco Bell. Like we didn't have Taco Bell. Yeah. And things weren't out by the interstate or anything like that. It was crazy. Franklin College in the 90s was great, though. It was right after the fires in the 80s. And so, that's when you could still have parties at fraternities. I mean, a lot of stuff like that. So, and it still is, but it just was such a safe place,
Yeah.
and walking from downtown to, because, the Willard was there.
Yes.
So we frequented the Willard. And then the girl bar was called Mike's then. So we would go to Mike's too. But yeah,
Love that.
it was but it was dead downtown.
Yeah.
The Art Craft was open, and either on Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday nights, they would do $1 movie for Franklin College students.
Oh my gosh.
So we did go to movies at the Art Craft when it was showing now movies, like movies that just released.
Yeah. What attracted you to a recreation major? What were you originally wanting to do with it?
Well, when I went to Franklin College, I wanted to be a Spanish teacher.
Why?
I don't know. So it's true. You weren't expecting that.
Well, you said recreation and PE major. I wasn't expecting another language.
So I started out that way, and I did an internship at Columbus North High School.
Yeah.
For the month of January, my sophomore year, and it was I came from a town of 2,000 friendly folks, and there's more than 2,000 kids at Columbus North High School, and so I was shell shocked. So I had worked at Spring Mill State Park in Mitchell 3 summers, 2 summers before I changed my major, and I was like, oh, maybe I want to do parks and da 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 da. So I was thinking kind of state parksy, but then when I got into the thing, into the program and stuff like that, and then I decided I want to do Parks and Rec. So
not be Señorita Holly. Do you know a lot of Spanish though still?
Well, I took 3 years in high school, and then I took 5 semesters at Franklin College. I never could speak it very well though.
No.
I could read it and I could write it, but I
can't
wasn't
speak it
good
well.
at speaking it.
I was the same way. I mean,
I wish I could.
It would come in handy now for me.
It would.
And for you especially, but it's just like speaking is what my problem was. I was like the whitest person always in like in my classroom.
I mean, I could read it and write it. I just couldn't speak it very well.
When you go to the Mexican restaurant, do you order in Spanish?
No, but I say gracias.
What's your order at mi abuelito?
Arroz con pollo.
Me too.
It's my fave.
This is why we can't speak Spanish.
Right?
We're still getting arroz con pollo. I love. What was even in that strip when you were going to downtown? Like when you were going to Franklin College, what was in that strip?
Where mi abuelito is by the college right here. It was Rhodes True Value.
Still,
that whole thing was Rhodes True Value. Yeah,
because we were talking about that the other day, and I was like, I don't remember what anything was over there.
Yeah, that whole building was Rhodes True Value.
I love that.
Yeah. And then the only place we really went downtown, Ann's was there. Mm-hmm. So we go to Ann's. And there was a liquor store across the alley from where Benjamin's was. There was a liquor store right there. And so you could walk to the liquor store.
I can't imagine like a blank downtown. I really can't.
Yeah, it was so dead.
I mean, when we think about that and look at pictures, because I saw a couple pictures recently, I was just like, I can't imagine it.
Yeah, I know, because it's so vibrant now.
It's beautiful.
I know.
It's
amazing.
With help from the Parks and Rec, clearly.
We have had a play in that.
We had a little bit of a play. Yeah. What was your first job out of college?
The Boys and Girls Club.
And what did you do there?
I was the assistant director. There was just 2 full-time people then. My husband ran it. Yeah. We didn't date then, but he ran the Boys and Girls Club. And I had had a part-time job tutoring there when I was in college. So the assistant director left. And so I started like in July after I graduated from college. And then we started dating. And he said, "You can't work here." And we date. And I was like, okay. So then I went to Franklin College for a year and a day. I was an admissions counselor. Not my favorite job. A lot of traveling. Work. And that was before cell phones. And I was in the middle of nowhere in northern Indiana. And it was just, I didn't love it.
Yeah.
So then I came to the Parks Department and started there and was a athletic director. So I was in charge of adult. At that time, we had men's softball, co-ed softball, women's volleyball leagues, co-ed volleyball leagues, men's basketball leagues. And then we were still in charge of like the soccer leagues for kids, Lassie League, which was girls softball and stuff like that. So that's what I did.
How many participants were you in charge of then?
Quite a few, because we had some big programs. And we didn't have a computer. We did all registrations, all tournaments, all that stuff was done by hand. So when you did rosters, it was all done by hand.
Oh
we didn't have a computer until I'd probably been there a couple of years. And I started there in 97.
And so probably you got your computer maybe in like the early 2000s?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. Actually, probably 99, 98, into 98, 99. Because we moved over here to the Parks Department, the new building, the Rec Center, in October of 99.
And how did the Parks Department become what it is here at this location? I mean, this is a massive location, multiple different rooms.
Yes. So Suzanne Finley was the Parks Director at the time, and our Park Board. They just had a vision. And, you know, I think probably at that time was when some people were getting recreation centers and it wasn't really the norm. And they were forward thinking, and we got lucky because we had support from the mayor and city council and the park board and just everything. And there were houses that sat here.
Yeah.
And tennis courts and And the pool was already here.
Okay, so the pool was already here.
Yeah. So that made it kind of
easier.
Yeah. How
did you get the support of the city that way? I mean, that's literally all the city. That must have taken a while.
We had a lot of meetings, and gosh, that was so long ago that I'm trying to think how all that went. But yeah, it was, I think there were some people that didn't really get the concept and didn't think it was that big of a deal, because we'd been at the Alvin Neal building for years and we had classes there, but it just wasn't the same. There was no indoor basketball court. There was no indoor track to come in and walk.
Yeah.
They could go in. Sometimes the Parks Department owns the building that the Boys and Girls Club's in, the Wonder 5 Center.
Yes.
So we did use that for we had indoor walking where they could come and walk, but, it wasn't very big.
Yeah.
And sometimes people could come in and we'd have open gym and stuff like that too. So we did have that, but yeah. Franklin is still very lucky to have this facility because a lot of places still don't have the amenities that we have. And that's because our department has always had support of whoever the mayor is, whoever the city council is, because they know that parks are a quality of life thing.
And how do they get sponsored? Or how does that even, how do you raise money for a Parks and Rec department?
Well, we're under the city.
Yes.
So, we get some tax dollars and things like that. For our programs and even the pool and anything at the amphitheater, they have to be self-sustaining. So, our programs, we figure out, how many people could be in a fitness class and figure out, how much it would cost and how many we have to have, a minimum or whatever. And it has to pay for the instructor and anything that you would need. The amphitheater, we do sponsorships because everything that happens at the amphitheater is anything that we raise. Mm-hmm. So no tax dollars go for programming down there. And then the pool is self-sustaining. So, we take in money and from people who come over there, and that pays for the pool. So, yeah.
How long did it take to get this building up and running once you moved?
Not that long. I had actually, it started being built probably in 96. And then, or 98. 99, I had my son, Dane, in July, and I didn't come back until October. And we moved the week I came back from maternity leave.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Were you still the athletic director?
Yep.
So how long were you the athletic director for?
Until January of 2000. And then it was just a lot being open here. And then Chris was still in charge at the Boys and Girls Club. So Dane was a baby, and he would be at the front desk up here if I was working late, and somebody else was holding him. Rick Littleton had him all the time. And so I went and worked, still at the city, but worked at the sewer plant for 8 years.
And what all did you do
2008, I did the billing. Yeah. Took a pay cut. I loved it down there, though. It was great. And I worked Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. Didn't have to work nights, didn't have to work weekends. So with Chris's schedule, it just worked for having a kid. So then when Delaney was in first grade, I came back here.
And what was your role here when you came back?
I was in charge of rentals.
So the Beeson Hall?
Yeah, Beeson Hall and the everything. Shelter houses, all those things. Yeah, Rose Garden. So I was in charge of that for about 3 years, and then I got in the role of I think my thing was recreation and event coordinator. And that's when I started doing festivals and concerts. And I was in charge of Kickapoo for 12 summers, our summer camp. So that usually took about 5 years off my life every summer.
Now, Kickapoo is insane. The amount of kids you guys take care of, how many hours you do, all the activities. You ran it for 12 summers. So how do you pick what activities you do every daily, schedule? What all goes into that? Because you have an amazing staff. The staff never fails at Kickapoo.
Well, they do.
But nobody ever sees
They don't
it.
fail. They stumble.
They
Yes,
are always
they just
amazing
stumble.
though when you see them in public. It's awesome.
They are. They're really good. They are. And I loved it because I loved working with those just graduated out of high school to college age kids that were counselors. I loved that. And the crazy thing is, Courtney's in charge of camp now.
Yeah.
And we were just talking about who she's hiring this summer. And so many of them are my old campers. I cannot, I'm old. I'm officially old.
No, you're not.
Jeez. But we just have, a schedule, and like we have rainy day rotations, so that if it rains for 5 days in a row, you're not doing the same thing every day because you're stuck in this building and you got to figure out something to do so they don't get bored.
Yeah.
We're so lucky because we have the pool right here. So they get to do that, and it's in walking distance, and a lot of our good parks are in walking distance. And then I was always so fortunate to have good head counselors that really stepped up and did a lot, because I was in charge of camp and festivals at the same time. So, yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
When you're hiring a head counselor, what do you look for in them?
You know, I look for somebody who can think on their own, somebody who is a self-starter, someone who, you know, just wants to take initiative, grab the stuff and go. Even if it's not the way I would do it, it took me a while and I'm still learning that.
Yeah.
But I had to let somebody take the reins of something that I couldn't be at all day, every day. Just couldn't do it, 'cause I had other things too.
Yeah.
So I always had two head counselors. And so I liked them to mesh together too. So, you know, I used to have boy counselors who, you know, they're the players.
Yeah.
They want to play, they want to hang out, they don't mother.
No.
And then I would have some girl counselors who would get mad every summer because the boys aren't doing anything. But they were.
Yeah.
And so I always had to explain to those girls and head counselors that I can't have you all be leaders. I can't have you all be the motherly. I can't have you all be organized.
Yeah.
I have to have the players. I have to have, you know, the bookworm who some kid who likes to read wants to kind of hang out with. I have to have the sporty people. I have to have the ones who can braid hair. I have, you know what I mean? Like, it takes the whole village and all the personalities for, you know, 150 kids at camp.
100. So you cap
150.
150.
Yes. So the first year I took over, we had 65. And that's the most they'd ever taken. And then we went to 90, and then we went to 120 because there's such a huge need. And the Boys and Girls Clubs fills up. Ours fills up. Girls Inc.'s fills up. And everybody still has waiting lists. And if we could take more, we would. But we just don't have the room for it.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge need, and it grows more every year.
And why do you think it's a huge need in our community to have it?
You know, I don't know what other communities do, because, I mean, when I was growing up, mom was around or she was in town, or it didn't matter. You could be by yourself. We were in a safe place.
Yeah.
And I think now parents don't do that anymore. They don't leave their kids at home by themselves when they hit 3rd grade, 4th grade. They just don't do that.
Yeah.
So it's a big need. And, you know, we have people who work in Franklin who don't live in Franklin who use camp for childcare in the summer because they work at NSK or they work at, you know, somewhere in Franklin. And it's just easier to bring them here where they're going to be.
Yeah. Affordable.
So, and, you know, both parents are working, and, it's affordable. It's not cheap, but I mean, they do so much. They do so much.
Well, good childcare is almost impossible anymore.
It is. It's hard.
And that's the biggest struggle with moms and dads right now, especially is in the summer. I mean, that's
and just needing
crazy.
somebody for the summer.
Yes, that is the biggest struggle. I see that all the time, which is my employees are like, I just need someone to watch my kids in the summer.
Right.
You know, once they go on break. And when you said, I need somebody who braid hair, I need somebody who can be the bookworm, you have to have a little bit of everybody on your team.
You do, because you can't have everybody that wants to play kickball all day and play basketball and all those things. You have to have somebody that wants to do crafts with the kids and somebody who wants to, play games, play Uno, play whatever. I mean, you got to have all that and that mix.
What all like field trips do you guys do with Kickapoo?
They go on one every week.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the zoo, it's the children's museum, it's Rascals. Sometimes we've been to Urban Air, Saraland in Columbus, just different places.
I feel like that's the Super Bowl for those kids, and that is when they go crazy.
They love it.
What is your secret to keeping your campers on best behavior when you're out in those huge public places?
It's keeping them busy and making sure that the counselors are watching them.
Mm-hmm.
And for like the zoo, sometimes take extra people along, and then each counselor only has 5 kids they have to watch, or it kind of breaks up a little bit more. When I was in charge of camp, we used to go to Holiday World.
Oh.
Of course, then we had probably 120 kids, but still. And we would rent charter buses, and I would have some parents that went, and we paid for them to get in, and they would be chaperone, and everybody would have like 3 to 4 kids. Yeah.
That's extreme. What is one thing about Kickapoo that a lot of people don't know?
Oh, gosh. Well, they probably don't realize that it's been going since about 1993.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I
didn't know that either.
Yeah. I think it may have been 92. It was close around there, early 90s. It's been going that long.
So you really don't
crazy.
even have to market Kickapoo. It fills up pretty quick.
Oh, so we used to do in-person registration. COVID came about, and so we had to think of something different. So now we do it by Google form.
Yeah.
So like at 10 o'clock on this certain day in January, that goes out, and it usually fills up. I think this year was within 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
How does that, that could like break a form, like a Google form.
It hasn't, though. I don't know why it hasn't.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. It is crazy. Some parents take off work before it. Yeah.
What is your craziest like Kickapoo story?
Oh gosh, broken bones. So this camper is a sophomore in high school, freshman or sophomore in high school, and he was climbing up the high dive at the pool and slipped and broke his, I don't know what this bone is, the one up here, your upper leg.
On your thigh?
Yes, broke it in half.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And I had the best head counselor at the time and another counselor that were amazing with him, kept him calm. One of the counselors rode in the ambulance up to Riley with them. I immediately, got a person with me. We got in the car. We keep medical information on site. So we beat the parents there. So we had insurance and all that information with them. And he's a wrestler now and everything. He does great. But yeah, that was a moment.
One of your scariest moments?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can only imagine. I have a lot of your counselors that work at Greeks. So they'll work at Kickapoo in the morning and then come into Greeks at night. And it's insane because I'm like, you have to be tired.
Oh my gosh. Kids, that first week of camp, I've gotten pictures from parents where they fell asleep in their spaghetti or they're just out.
Yeah. And that's how the counselors are too. They're just like, you won't believe what happened today.
Because it's nonstop.
I love it though.
Nonstop for like 8 hours.
It's so fun though.
Yeah, it is fun.
I feel like if I could go back in time, I would do counseling. I think it would be so fun.
You would have been so good at it.
I kind of do it now just as my job, but
yeah,
but it's for adults. I counsel adults now.
Well, and you would have missed it because we didn't have it the one year for COVID, and that would have been a year like when you just graduated, whatever. That was kind of a rough couple of years with the COVID and all that stuff because Nobody could do anything.
How did the Parks and Rec survive with COVID?
Well, we went home. Well, I mean, they sent everybody home in March or whatever.
Yeah.
And we were home for like 6 weeks. And I thought I was going to go bonkers. We literally are so close here that we would Zoom call about every other day.
Yeah.
Because we could stand to not all be in the know and everything. And we can't work from home. We can't.
Yeah.
Everything is ours, is hands-on and stuff like that. So it was hard. And then, a lot of parks departments were doing online programming, like through Facebook and stuff. But we put a survey out and people didn't reciprocate. So we kind of pretty much shut down a lot of stuff for almost a year, which stunk. But then it's been great because we have rebuilt our programming and we could change things and nobody really... We updated.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we did.
It was like a revitalization.
Yes, it was.
And when did you become the recreation director? You've had a couple roles.
4 or 5 years ago, yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, I know, it is. So now I'm in charge of like Courtney and Nick and Victoria and stuff. So, I don't do camp anymore, but I'm in charge of Courtney, who's in charge of camp. So,
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I became recreation director around the time that we opened the amphitheater.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And so how did the idea for the amphitheater come about for you guys?
Oh my. It was I'm not sure exactly which mayor and that really wanted to do that, but after the flood in 2008, all those buildings that were down there and businesses, they flooded. It was awful, and they'd flooded several times over the years. Mm-hmm. So I think that's when it all kind of started getting, people started talking about we need to do something down there.
Yeah.
But it took about 10 years.
Yeah.
Government doesn't work fast always. And the city bought up those places, and the amphitheater was it. And it's just been an amazing addition to downtown.
It was just born. I remember seeing it after COVID and just being like, this is going to make everything explode.
And it has. Ever since we opened that thing, everything's on steroids.
It's crazy. For me, my personal experiences with the festivals is on the serving side.
Right.
So I've never attended a festival as a visitor.
Me neither.
I've always been the worker.
One of these days I'm going to.
Somebody's going to call you in. You're like, broke a phone. But I am always the server. So I see everybody coming in, going out as soon as possible, a bunch of bags in their hand. Everybody's just hyped up on coffee and sugar, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
What people do.
And we went from doing like 4 big events a year to now we have about 30 a year.
30.
Not all huge. But I mean, it's something that takes staff and all that stuff. And we have no more staff than we had before the amphitheater. It's still the same amount of staff. But our parks team is amazing. I mean, everybody works every concert, every festival. They put in 17-hour days sometimes, but we all work really well together.
Yeah.
We do.
And chemistry is everything in the work environment.
It is.
How do you guys nurture your work environment?
Well, Courtney will tell you that when she was in college, she was at IPRA, which is the Indiana Parks and Recreation Association conference. And we were there. It was in Muncie. And they had this breakout thing where they had games and stuff. And one of the things was, how well do you know your boss? So 3 of us were on the team, and they asked these questions. We got every single question right. And she was like, I was like, I want to work there. Like, those people know their boss that well, like what color, what he would order somewhere, just like all kinds of things. And we're like, yeah, because we all know each other so well.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily hang out like on weekends or stuff like that. I mean, we have in the past and, sometimes, but I think we're just family. And everybody, we have lunch together in the conference room every day. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just kind of like a family. And Chip is a big part of that because he is all about family.
Yep.
And so, if my kid calls sick from school, get out of here. Go get your kid from school. We've just been, I think that's a big part of it. And we work here for a long time. We don't have a lot of turnover.
I was about to say, there's not a lot of turnover.
There's not.
You've been in the city and the government for, you said, almost 29 years?
29 years in less than a month.
And that's
I'm only
crazy.
32.
Yeah, only 32. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah. And Rocky's been here for like 15 plus years, and Chip's been here for longer than that. And so, yeah, we've all been here. Jamie's been here 14 years now. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know.
That's fun. So
nobody wants to leave.
No, exactly. I see why. What were your 4 big events you did for a festival before it turned into like 30?
We did the Fall Festival and the Firecracker Festival, and we did some movies. They weren't as big, but we did movies, and we did holiday lighting.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would have another just concert downtown. So that's about. And then when we opened the amphitheater, we did the car cruise in too before that. So we kept the car cruise in, and Firecracker and Fall Festival. And those are still our biggest ones.
Yep.
We used to do Halloween Town just like maybe 1 year downtown. And then we built the amphitheater. Oh, yeah, 1 year, I think, because the next year was COVID. So
yeah,
it was kind of, no. So Halloween Town was right before that, too. And then we've done 8 or 9 concerts every year. Then I started a series when we started. It's called Arts at the Amp. And so it's smaller things, which I love because it's Zumba every other Friday. And we have anywhere from barely can walk child to a 90-year-old lady who comes and does Zumba. We have high school kids who come and do Zumba. It's like so much fun. And then the Franklin Community Band does concerts, and we do a ice cream social. This year we have a magician coming for a kids' magician show.
It'll be so fun.
I can't wait. We've had military band. We've had a quartet. We've had just different things.
This episode is brought to you by Studio Space Franklin, a bright, welcoming studio made for creatives and small business owners. Whether you're planning a photo shoot, filming content, recording a podcast like me, or just need a quiet, beautiful space to focus and create, Studio Space Franklin makes it easy. The studio features gorgeous natural lighting, versatile backdrops, flexible setups, and props for just about any season or brand vibe, all with simple, stress-free booking. Studio Space Franklin is owned and operated by Kara Wagner of Miss Kara Photography, a fellow small business owner who truly gets it. You can rent the studio on its own or book Kara as your photographer or videographer to help bring your vision to life. With experience since 2008, she's worked with families, brands, events, headshots, and more. A woman-owned studio supporting other creatives and small business owners? We love to see it here on Womanaging. Ready to book the space, book Kara, or both? Visit MissKaraPhotography.com/Studio Space Franklin. That's Miss MISS Kara CARA photography.com/Studio Space Franklin. Go support. Thanks, guys. So what inspires these events for you guys? Because we were talking about this before. Not a lot of parks and recs do stuff like this in Indiana. So what are your inspirations for them?
My brain never shuts off. Ever. Geez. I think we're always just thinking about what can we do next? We do get some inspiration from, we go to a national Parks and Recreation convention every year, and then the Indiana one too.
Yeah.
So we kind of see what other parks departments are notorious for copycatting.
Yeah.
We say, what's it called? Like copycatting is the best form of flattery. Whatever. Yeah.
Imitation is the best form of flattery.
Imitation.
We're going to get there.
Yeah. So, we get some ideas from that. And then, if we see something on Facebook or whatever, it's like, ooh, let's try that. Or someone comes to us, like our Franklin Friends program that Nick does, and it's for adults with cognitive disabilities. Mm-hmm. And we had a lady and her adult child come to us and say, hey, could you guys do some programming in this? And da-da-da. And their Franklin Friends grew. And so, we just kind of see what everybody else thinks we want to do too and try to go from there. We've tried things, we've failed. But we've tried things and they're still going. So
yeah, how would you know until you did it?
Yeah.
I think obviously the holiday lighting, like you said, the Firecracker Festival and the Fall Festival are like top 3. Like those are insane. Thousands of people come from all over Indiana for these events. How far in advance do you plan for them?
Oh, as soon as it's over, I start for the next year.
That's what we do. That's exactly what we do, even as a restaurant.
Start for the next year.
And with the food trucks, Indiana, I feel like, is saturated with food trucks. There's so many to choose from. Like, how do you decide what you want at the amphitheater? Because the amphitheater is like a hot commodity to put your food truck out.
It is. And I get things from food trucks and bands all the time wanting to come to the amphitheater. And we have a core of about 12 food vendors. And then we try to add, 4 or 5 different ones each time and try to kind of change it up a little bit. Because we normally will have 15, 16, whatever, for just a normal concert. Mm-hmm. Firecracker and Fall Festival and stuff like that, we'll have 20. Firecracker, we have like 22 vendors there because there's just so many people. I'm also try to go as local as I can. And if you can't get Franklin, then it's Johnson County.
Yeah.
And we try to stay as local as we can. We have ones that have been loyal to us for so many years and they just kind of know how we work. And, I don't have to worry about chasing them down for payments or anything like that. It works.
Yeah.
And then I'm not going to have a food truck here that I won't eat at. When I call the health department and I send them the list of what food trucks we have coming up, because we have to do that before each thing, mm-hmm. I know that when they come and check them, there may be one little thing or whatever. Yeah. Nobody's ever been shut down and told they had to leave or anything like that. And I don't want that headache day of.
Yeah.
And if I wouldn't eat at it, I'm not going to have it. It's going to be clean. It's going to be as local as possible.
I think a lot of the controversy at first with that, the amphitheater and the food trucks was maybe it's taken away from local businesses. But I don't feel that way. I don't think Greeks has had a hit at all.
Well, that's good. That's good. I like to hear that.
Yeah.
I did have a few complaints, but when we had things downtown, we had complaints from businesses because we would close a road or, then the food trucks were close to restaurants and stuff. Yeah. And that was kind of hard. So I hope that the restaurants in town are still busy. I think with as many people as we have, that, hopefully they are still busy. I know that we see Greek's pizza boxes down there.
Oh,
even when you guys weren't down there we would see big
everywhere.
Pizza boxes. Yeah.
And I feel like for a lot of businesses, it was like they're taking it away from us. But at the same time, I thought it was like they're challenging us. There's more people in the area. A lot of people are like walking up, grabbing carryout, going back down. And half the time, people go to multiple food trucks or multiple restaurants.
They do. They do.
I think it's, if people are like also eating at food trucks down at the amphitheater, they're going to come up and get a drink after it's done.
Yeah.
So I think it's been great. For the local economy.
I hope so.
In my opinion, I think it's been great.
Well, and hopefully the people, when they come, they go to shop somewhere before they come down there, or at least bring them to town and they see what shops we have, that maybe they'll come back another day.
Exactly. They'll
So-
come to this event and then see what's available the next time they come to
That's
town.
our hope. And we do hear from different communities. You know, people come up to our info tent and stuff like that, and we get them from all surrounding communities and counties that are coming. And we're free all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Everything we do down there is free,
Free. Which is,
unless you want
Awesome.
something to eat or drink. Yeah.
which, you can
And
throw
we've
$5
been
at that.
so fortunate to, I had never done sponsorships before the amphitheater, because the things that we did, Chip just helped me find it in the budget, and I would say, hey, can we do this? And he was like, yep, you can do it. Okay. So that whole sponsorship has been a whole new ball game. I could talk to a wall. Anybody who knows me knows I could talk to a wall. But asking somebody for money is hard. It is totally different. And so we've been very fortunate to have some that have stayed on with us all the time since the beginning, and then some who come on new each year, and some who drop off, which is fine. You know, if I was a business, I don't know if I would support the exact same things every year.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's great that they want to do different things in the community and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that has been a huge challenge. With economy, just all the things, you know,
Yeah.
and everybody's asking some business for money. Everybody is.
Do you do a lot of in-person meetings for those, or emails, phone calls?
A lot of emails, and a lot of times it's people I know too. I'm not a townie, but I kind of am now. Since I've been here since 1989, I'm kind of a townie now. But yeah, and then if Chip knows somebody, he'll tell me to call, or, you know, the mayor may have somebody. And so we do some in person also.
What are the benefits for people that sponsor the amphitheater? I mean, obviously, it's a lot of publicity. I mean, thousands of people go there.
Yeah. So we have a sponsorship packet, and it has different information for each individual event or thing. Our concert series obviously is the biggest and the most bang for your buck, because you're getting it for 8 concerts, concerts. So, you know, and then each has different tiers. So, you know, if you're a $5,000 sponsor for the concert series, you get a banner at the front of the stage for each concert, your name on the electric sign out there. You can have a booth at each thing. You're in the fun guide, you're on all social media, you're, you know, all kinds of things. And we have several of those each year, which is a lot of our bread and butter right there.
Yeah.
You know, those add up quick.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, there are different things, but then we have, $100 sponsorship, $500 sponsorship. You know, we have all kinds of levels.
Yeah.
So that's what we wanted to make sure there was something that if there is a business downtown that just wants to sponsor but doesn't have a whole lot, then they could still do it.
Yeah.
So.
It's almost like inclusive sponsorships.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we want people to. The first year we did a Friends of the Park sponsorship. We got nobody to take it. So we were like, okay. So each year it kind of has evolved. You know, we kind of changed things. And this year we added some sponsorships for the pool.
Fun.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of work over at the pool? Like, really?
Well, I'm in charge of concessions too. Jamie and
Ooh.
I are in charge of concessions. How could I forget that wonderful portion of my job? Can you tell it's my favorite? Concessions is a whole nother game too.
Explain that game. I mean, I'm intrigued, actually.
Oh, gosh. So we're in charge of concessions at Scott Park, which is the Little League fields, and the pool. So we usually have a staff of about 30, and they're 14, 15, 16-year-olds usually. You would be surprised at how many kids have never had to hold a broom in their life.
That's the story of my life.
Like, I don't know what their mom and daddy were teaching them, but it wasn't how to clean. But we usually have a really good group of kids, and they learn. It's their first job.
Yeah.
So, so we ordered, ordering the stuff and restocking and doing all the things. So setting prices, checking out new things, how we want to do things. When we took over, we still fried everything, and we don't have fryers anymore.
Oh my gosh.
No fryers. And I miss those French fries.
Those were so good.
They were the bomb.
They were so.
But I don't miss the grease and the filth and the just cleaning. Ugh.
That's hard for kids that are 14 to 16. And I get asked a lot when a kid has come to you with a job interview and it's their first job, how do you decide they're good for their first job? I mean, they don't have prior experience.
You kind of have to just take a chance.
You have to take a chance. It's like gambling. You gamble on those kids.
We're having concession interviews Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday this week. And, we schedule about 15 minutes for each interview because sometimes, you know how it is, you have to just beg for them to speak to you.
Yeah. And it's not like they're like, this is all my experience and this is what's on my resume. Like, you just kind of like, what do you like to do?
Right.
What do you do at school?
I know. You have to just kind of keep it chill. And then, for the next year, you kind of watch them that summer to see how they do, if they can handle the next year or not,
Yeah.
And then it's great to watch, though, because after 2 or 3 years, then we make 4 or 5 of them a crew leader so that they're kind of in charge of that group that's there. Not a manager, but a crew leader. So, they're in charge of a lot and get to make some decisions and stuff like that. And it's fun to watch them grow into that role.
A little mini adult.
Yes.
I think for me, it's like, what can I see them as in 5 years? I think about that. Or what's their goals right now? Or I ask them mentality questions or what they think they're good at. You just have to guess.
Yeah.
With those kids.
And it's also kind of, going back to the counselor thing, if somebody can't make eye contact with you, it's okay because they're probably going to be a great cook.
Yep.
Because they're going to be focused and know how many pizzas they have ready, how many hot dogs ready, how many everything. And then that one that is just bubbly, full of everything, making eye contact with you, he or she is going to be
up at the front.
Up at the front. Right. So you kind of need those because let me tell you, that person that can work up front hates being over there cooking pretzels.
Oh, yeah. I could do both.
Hates it.
Honestly.
Me too. But some, you got to have those.
I know. You have to figure out what role you're best at. And like I said, it's like gambling. I love a good project, though. I love a good project employee, let me tell you. I love watching them grow.
I do too.
It's so fun.
It is.
It
is
makes
fun.
You feel so good.
Yeah.
I mean, I love how you're I also do the concessions. But it's you do have a little bit of fun, watching those kids grow.
You do.
But sometimes there's days where you want to rip your hair out.
Stop.
Oh, yeah.
It's nonstop. Because, we watch the weather before we order, but you order the week before. It's la, 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 who knows what it's going to do. And then for some reason, we cannot keep enough hot dog buns. Gee whiz. Those hot dog buns just fly out the window. I don't know what it is.
Hot dog buns?
Oh, we will go and we will buy, 30, 40 pack of the big packs, a couple times a week.
I'm surprised because I feel everybody now is keto or healthy and they don't want the bun.
Oh no, we do walking tacos. We do hot dogs. We do Bosco sticks. We sell, I don't know how many boxes of Airheads every summer.
Yeah.
We Dippin' Dots, so many Dippin' Dots.
So good.
But we're not real expensive either. But that's the thing that we still have a dollar menu. And nobody has a dollar menu.
Nobody.
Hardly. But we want, we do a big bag of popcorn and it's $1. It's because we want somebody that is paying to come to the pool. I wasn't a kid who had a ton of money growing up. Mm-hmm. We had to share. So if somebody has a couple dollars and they can come get a big bag of popcorn and everybody share it and share a drink, then we want somebody to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And
Eat and
so
drink a little
we
something.
keep our dollar menu, which, you know what we sell a ton of?
What?
Pickle ice.
What is that? What is pickle ice?
I knew I'd get you with that one. So we sell pickles, those big old giant pickles.
Love.
So the juice that's left, we put them in the little serving, the little like dressing containers, you know?
Yeah.
And freeze them. People buy them. Sell them for $0.25.
Like just a pickle ice cube.
Yeah. And as many adults eat them as kids do. We sell a ton of it.
I don't know if I could do it. Some people, I've seen a lot of this online. People doing like pickles on their pizza. No,
thank you.
No, I'm not a pickle girl, actually.
Give me traditional pizza.
Give me the thick crust.
Right.
And cheese. That's all I need. I just can't get behind the pickle.
Me neither.
Just
but there is this
insane.
new TikTok pickle dip out.
I saw that.
I want to try it.
I want to try it too, but I know I'm not going to like it.
I probably won't either.
It's hard doing social media. I was just about to get into that. For like your guys' social media for the Parks and Rec is like crazy good, always on time, super like new and staying with the trends. How do you handle social media on top of all this?
Victoria does it.
Victoria.
Thank goodness.
Thank God.
Probably, I don't know, 10 plus years ago, Chip figured out that we needed a marketing person. That was kind of like at the beginning where everybody was getting a marketing person. Mm-hmm. And so he figured out how we could get another full-time person, marketing person, and it is paid through our programs and things like that. Like it's not a line item at the city, whatever. It's like paid through our programs. And that was the best thing in the world because we used to have to do our own flyers and stuff. We used Print Shop Deluxe, and it came with 4 CDs. And you had to put different CDs in to get the different clip art. And that's what we were still doing, clip art. It was awful. So she does all of our, like, social media and, like, all the flyers and the banners and all that stuff. And she's good at it. We all, just like with anything, we all kind of will, like, say, hey, can we add this or... you know, whatever, and talk about it some, but then she, you know, designs it all and does all that stuff, which is awesome. Because I do Facebook, I usually share everything because I'm not real good at, like, posting or whatever, and I have I'm an administrator on the Parks one, and so it's real easy to switch from me to the Parks one, and then sometimes... I comment as the Parks, and she doesn't want me commenting as Parks. So I'm like, forget it.
I always forget about that because I have the Greets Greenwood account that I do, and I'm just
it's easy to switch, and you don't even know you switch.
If you double click too quick, it'll switch you.
The only way you can tell is if your feed kind of changes.
Yeah.
But Victoria does a good job with it, and we've had a lot of fun with doing the TikToks and stuff like that too.
Good.
Yeah.
I love that.
And our latest... from Facebook, did you see the one about the squirrel?
Yeah. Loved that one.
We're supposed to pick a name today. I don't think that's going to happen. We're going to pick a name, and that squirrel has been around a while. And I could never hardly get a picture of him because he moves so fast.
Yeah.
And I'm usually in a moving vehicle, too, when I see him. And then when Michelle posted that, I was like, I don't know. It was at nighttime, and I was like... sent it to Victoria. I said, can we do something with this? And she's like, oh my gosh, name contest. And we've had so many. And I was at the grill bar for lunch on Saturday, and 2 different people talked to me about the squirrel.
It's small town America.
I know.
People love it.
I know. That's one thing I love about Franklin. And I think why I really wanted to stay here is because it feels like home, like Orleans, even though it's bigger, but it still has the small town feel.
It does. Whenever I come to work every day and I just get to like walk around town and I know everyone, I say good morning to everyone on the street. I love being Midwest.
Me too.
It makes me feel so happy. Like, I don't care what anybody says about Midwest, like use a lot of ranch or nacho cheese. I don't care. I don't care. I love being Midwest.
So Delaney's friends, Two her roommates and another friend came home with her from Columbus, Ohio once. And Delaney's like, we got to go Greeks. We got to go Greeks. And what is Greeks? And she's like, listen, you're going to love this pizza. And their breadsticks with the nacho cheese. And they're like,
so good.
What is the nacho cheese? And they're from Ohio. You would think they would know.
Yeah.
No. And they didn't like it. Delaney's like, who are you people?
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
What?
This is, you got to have nacho cheese or ranch with your breadsticks.
And pizza, like, I can't do without.
Right.
Like, it's the running joke
So
for
I
me.
guess it's not the norm. I know in Florida you can't ever get nacho cheese.
I know. I literally, like, all my staff is like, if I go down to the amphitheater or I go anywhere and I'm like, I need to eat something, they bring me a ranch cup. That's the running joke. I don't care. I love it. I love ranch and I love nacho cheese. And, like, just being able to know everybody that was, like, on the sidewalk. Like,
Yeah.
When I go on vacation and I go on walks and I'm like, good morning to everyone. They just look at me like, who are you?
Why are you speaking to me?
Why are you speaking to me at this hour? I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't need this. But I love that.
I do too.
Everybody knows everyone. It's
I know.
so fun.
And one thing that we have in Franklin that a lot of communities don't have is that everybody works together. Like, I always say the holiday lighting is a true community event because there are like 10 organizations who come together to do different things to make the day what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't get that other places.
No.
You know, if I need something, I can call David at the museum or somebody at the library or whatever, and we'll collaborate together. It's awesome.
so fun.
Yeah. And
I
it doesn't
love
happen
it.
that way everywhere.
Which blows my mind because collaboration is why our economy in Franklin has just boomed. Everyone works together. Everybody gets a little piece of the pie. It's so
Right.
fun.
I know.
I love it.
I know. And I love that you get that. And you're so young. You get that already.
Well, I'm grateful only because I've been able to see it through Greeks, and we do a lot of events with you guys and Discover Downtown Franklin, Wild Geese, the library, the museum.
Yeah.
Always.
All those people. And then everybody just works together.
It's so fun. And everybody's so nice. Like, always.
I know.
I love that you brought up the holiday market and the lighting because that is probably one of our biggest events. And you do the Santa kind of like little
The Santa Shack.
Yes. How did you get that to be a thing?
That
That's
Santa
famous.
Shack has been around a long time. There's a picture that hangs inside of it. I think it was from the 50s, late 50s.
Love that.
And it's a picture of the guys who built the original one. So then in the early 90s, when the chamber was still in charge of the holiday lighting, they had it rebuilt. And it was rebuilt by a class at C9. And it's a replica. So this year, Santa was always in it. Mm-hmm. Now Santa's at the museum most of the time. So we haven't had it open as much as I would like to. However, kids can mail their letters to Santa there, and they'll be sometimes 300 a year, and everybody receives a letter from Santa back. So Santa's so good at replying to anybody that we mail them to him. So
Santa needs to go into my email inbox.
he does a pretty good job about that. But this year we had some problems with the Santa Shack because it's just, it was built in the early 90s. It needs some more TLC.
Yeah.
And there's never any money for that. But the wheels fell off this year as they were getting ready to bring it downtown. So we had to call a wrecker service, and they brought it down and all that stuff. So now it's amazing. Malarkey Roofing is coming to Franklin, and they're building a big thing out on Graham Road. And they'll start hiring people like in the May or something, and then they'll do training, but they also have time set aside where they want their new employees to do community service.
Yeah.
So they're going to work on the Santa Shack for us, which is perfect because of when I mentioned it to him, we just brought it up in a meeting we were at with Malarkey, with Tom. And he was like, wait a minute, is that something we could maybe help with? Like roofing products and stuff like that. And so they're going to do some stuff. And kind of bring it up to date too, we're going to widen the door. The door is not wide enough for anybody that had like a wheelchair or even a walker or anything like that to get through. So they're going to widen that for us, and we'll have a ramp and stuff like that too. So I'm so excited about that and making it accessible.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been accessible.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was accessible. I'm not thinking about that door.
It's like half the size of the door. It's like so thin. Yeah.
Everybody's just moving in sideways.
Yeah. So they're gonna work on that for us, which is so awesome.
Another fun Christmas thing you've done was the ice rink a couple years ago.
Oh my gosh.
I loved it.
We'll get it back here in the next couple of years.
We need it back.
Festival Country, of course, paid for all that, which was amazing. And we were the guinea pig for that. We learned a lot.
What was your biggest lesson?
Well, biggest lesson was it took all of our full-time staff the whole month almost. So we didn't get a lot of planning done that year, and that set us back, which was a lot. But we had so many people, and I wanted to do field trips, which was the full-time staff's. They didn't like it that much. But, it was $5 per kid, affordable. We did like 12 different field trips during that month. So that was awesome. But we had some really cold days with field trips, and it was kind of crazy. So we learned a lot with that. Next time, if we get it, we want it to be bigger. Ken has also mentioned that he would like to have curling at some point, which wouldn't that be so much fun?
I would love that.
Yeah.
Oh, I would eat that up.
I'm one of those people where, hey, let's do it. Let's do it. But then we thought we couldn't do that every year because 4 weeks and most of November, it was just a lot.
Yeah.
So that's why Edinburgh did it, and then Johnson County Park did it, and we thought, move it around the county a little bit, and then we'll take it back. If you just had it about every 5 years, and then it wouldn't get old for people too, So, but if we can do curling too, that would be awesome.
Fun. Your next big event at the Amphitheater is Festival Country Kickoff.
Yes.
So tell the listeners a little bit about that. What is that going to entail? What all is going to be there?
So, we had the Festival Country Kickoff before we had the Amphitheater a couple times, and that's where we invited different Festival Country partners around the county to come and promote their own things at this early festival. Get your dates out there and let people know who you are and stuff like that. So we haven't done it for a couple of years, so we decided to do it again. And Festival Country was on board immediately. So we'll have those people there again. And then this is season 5 at the Amp.
Woo,
it's our 5th year, which is hard to believe. So we'll be having a big birthday party. I'm working on the world's largest birthday cake.
So we talked about this in
Jamie
December.
may kill me before it's over.
How's it going?
It's going. I'm almost ready to just do cupcakes.
No, I'm telling you. Get Jason and I in. We'll
Somehow, we're at least going to do a huge cake. We may have to add cupcakes too, because I don't know how much. I have a thought. So I need to sit down with you guys and see what your thought is, because you kind of.
We're ready. I'm so excited.
I need to talk to somebody else about it to figure it out.
I've
got a drawing.
We've already gotten our mocktails ready for that event. They're birthday cake. We are so excited.
I have some stuff written up. But I have to kind of figure that out. I'm not sure how that's going to work.
Love.
And we'll have a photo booth then. We'll have...
You're doing caricatures?
Face paintings. Maybe.
Caricatures
are very, very expensive.
They are.
Yes.
We just have AI do them all.
So expensive. So we're doing face painting for sure. And we're doing the other... and we have a couple things surprises that we're going to have too.
I'm so excited.
We're going to have giveaways where everybody that comes, stop by the info tent, get a ticket, and we'll give away stuff all night. And yeah, it'll be fun. We have 3 bands.
Fun.
We have 3 bands. So we'll have somebody on stage playing from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. So we have Jambox playing first from 4 to 6:30, and then 4 to 5:30, 4 to 5:30. And then 6 to 7:30 is going to be Dirty Deeds, which is the AC/DC tribute band. They're back.
So fun.
So much fun last year. And then from 8 to 10 will be Crush and their Bon Jovi tribute. And they were here 2 or 3 summers ago.
And they were really fun.
Yeah, they're fun. I mean, he looks as close to Bon Jovi as you can get and not be him. I can't believe it.
I know. You know
Can't
what
believe it.
I loved last year was your Elvis impersonator.
Oh my gosh, wasn't he cute?
He was so freaking cute. That was so much fun.
And he threw out the scarves just like Elvis did and everything.
I remember packing up and then we drove on the golf cart over and watched, and it was so fun.
Yeah, yeah.
I think people don't understand how fun the concerts are.
They are. And, I'm working the whole time, but still, for all these years, my favorite part of my job is that I get to watch people enjoy what we play for them. And I get to watch kids grow up. I get them, see them when they're like babies or they're in the high chair. And then they every year they come back to Breakfast with Santa until they're too old to do it. And it's just watching kids grow up and watching people just make family traditions with what we plan. That's what it's all about. Because I get my my energy from people. I'm a people person.
Me too.
I know.
It's so fun seeing them like enjoy what you put out there and watching them, like my regulars, like their kids, and just like go through like just adults too that go through life moments, and it's so fun.
It is. It's a lot.
It fills your cup.
It does.
It fills your cup in a way that money cannot.
Exactly.
And that's why I love.
And I could have made more money doing something than me working for local government, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
It's not as fun.
I wouldn't.
They don't know what's
and
going
my
on
kids
here.
grew up here. My kids grew up in town. My kids would come like fall festival. They would come to work with me, and then if Chris had to work, doing whatever he was doing, then the kids would be with me all day downtown, whatever. And everybody knew that, like, if Delaney came by Benjamin's and she wanted her half-order biscuits and gravy and a Coke, and she was bringing me a Coke, she might not have her money right then, but I'd bring it down in a little bit or whatever.
Yeah.
And, like, Dane and his buddies would play football all day on the front of the courthouse lawn, or, somebody, Chris would come down and he would say, "Have you seen Delaney?" I said, "I don't know, but somebody said they saw her at the Willard having wings with somebody."
She's fine.
She crossed Jefferson? Yep, she's fine.
Oh, yeah, she's fine.
And so it was great that they got to grow up doing that stuff. And I didn't have to worry about it because somebody was going to know where they were if I didn't.
Yeah, they're fine. Everybody knows everyone. We saw her over there.
Yeah. Like, it was okay. It was okay. And I think Franklin's still like that to an extent.
It is. I want to keep it that way. I was actually talking about this with Jason as well. Like, I want to keep it like that where, kids can go out on their own and do fun things. And there's so many fun people around. And there's always like a safe activity to do.
Right.
And that takes a lot of work.
And I feel like the things that we do at the AMP, they're safe. They are. We have police presence. We have fire presence. And we have Amity Fire, who is at our events too. So, I mean, I think we have, and when we need it, we have private security that comes in too. And most of those guys who do our extra security, they're Franklin policemen too. They just, work on their time off.
Yeah.
For Allied Security. So, but I feel like we're safe.
Yeah, I
feel
think
like
we're safe.
Knock on wood.
I know, we're knocking on wood. We are safe.
We are knocking.
Before I do like my final questions, I had one more for you. Like, I always thought about this when we do like our festival days or a concert day. Like, I wish I did like a whole like video of what all goes into it that day. What? Explain like a day in the life of like a festival day. How do you start your morning? How do you end your nights? All in between.
Yeah. So okay, we'll just take Fall Festival. We meet at like 5:45 in the morning, and we have breakfast either at Ann's, or if they're not open, we bring breakfast, and we all gather in the barn, and I have my little paperwork for everybody that has all their logistics and everything, and everybody goes a different place, and everybody kind of knows their jobs. We're putting up tents, we're putting out flags, we're putting out trash toters, we're unlocking the porta pots, we're accepting food vendors who come in and other vendors and all the little things, all the little things. Setting up the beer garden, getting the tickets out for that, and all those things. Then during the day, everybody has their own thing. Like somebody's in charge of food vendors if somebody needs something. Somebody's in charge of trash. Somebody's in charge of checking the bathrooms to make sure they need to be done. And Brooke's always in charge of the beer garden because she's the money check. And then we do get to, chill out. We feed everybody and have drinks at the barn and private bathrooms, which is a godsend. Mm-hmm. And it's working with bands or working with whoever the entertainment is and the sound guy and all that stuff. And checking food vendors. I like to check food vendors at least twice a night just to make sure everybody's okay, especially those bigger things because it's kind of crazy at times.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the night, it's picking up trash. It's putting those toters up, taking down the tents. It's like in reverse.
Exactly.
It's in reverse. So Fall Festival is like a 17, 18-hour day. But then some of the concerts, especially the Friday night concerts, are kind of nice because we're already working on Friday. So we start at like 10 and then, just extend our evening some. So it's a little bit easier that way. And we always have trash to pick up, but everybody is so good about picking up their trash. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy how they still respect the place and want to keep it nice. And so, but we don't leave until everything's like it was when we got there that morning.
It's crazy how clean the amphitheater is. It's awesome. That's one of the main reasons why I love vending there because it's so clean.
Good. Thank you.
I mean, me and Jason, you can attest with our clean freaks. We have to have it clean.
We pride ourselves in that. And I think sometimes the staff probably is like, oh, what's Holly got for us now? But I am kind of a stickler for certain things. And yeah.
And that's why you're successful.
I don't really... I put my foot down.
That's why you're that girl.
They hate me sometimes. I always say, I'm not the boss. I'm just bossy. But then I have leadership skills.
Exactly. It's not being bossy. It's leadership skills.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with being bossy.
And
somebody's
as you can see in my office, I have organized chaos, but I know exactly where everything's at.
Exactly.
Everything.
I'm not judging. At least we can walk through your office. You cannot walk through mine.
That's because I cleared a path before you came.
You were really going quick and super fast, get everything cleaned up.
Clear spot.
I'm the same way. It's fine. So my last 3 questions. What is one piece of advice you wish you had when starting as the rec director?
Oh gosh. It would probably be, and it took me a little bit to learn it, to be flexible. Because, you have a plan, but that plan hardly ever goes exactly like your logistics sheet says. Mm-hmm. And so you have to be able to turn on a dime and go a different way. So I think I probably would have been better if I had a little more of that just go with it feeling, And
that comes with being in management because when I look back on if my timeline didn't go exactly as planned for a festival or a bigger event, I'm glad it didn't. Because the event was way better because I worked on my feet and did the change like that and it turned out to be better.
And some people will be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay. We just kind of roll with the punches now.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like that at the beginning.
Was it wasn't. If your schedule didn't go to plan, were you angry or just sad?
No, not angry, just nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's kind of now I've done it so long that now I'm it'll work out.
It's fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
I'm not really like that still, but I try to be that way. Somebody will listen to this and they'll be like, who is that? Is that Holly on there? No way.
That's their perception, okay? There's multiple sides to every story. I have
grown in that area.
Yeah, and we're always growing still. It's fine. Whenever you feel self-doubt or negative feelings, how do you rid yourself of them?
hard to rid yourself of those, because I do care what other people think, and I do care what I take pride in what I do. And if I don't think I'm doing it right, then whatever. My husband has always been a cheerleader for me. So he does help me with some of those sometimes. I think I just have to sit back and try to see the whole picture. It's hard.
It is hard.
It's hard. Especially as a woman.
Oh my god.
Coming back to the womana gene.
Yes.
As a woman, and then throw in motherhood with that. And, my kids aren't home anymore, but nobody prepares you for parenting adult children, because you can't, I'm always going to be mom.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. I'm always going to be trying to fix something for them or do something for them or whatever. So, but you can't tell them what to do as adults.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's hard.
No matter what, if you're clocked in or clocked out, you're still mom.
Mm-hmm.
You never clock out from that.
You don't. And so I think I've probably had more self-doubts about my parenting than my job.
I've heard that a lot from the people like I interview, and my mom too. And when I always tell her, when I look back on it, I'm like, I never noticed. I thought you were great.
Right?
I never noticed when you worked. Never thought about it ever.
Which as a mom, you try not to let your kids see that self-doubt, but oh gosh. And thank goodness I think I have good kids, but
you do have good kids.
I didn't do everything right. I can tell you that right now.
You're human. And that's okay.
I know, but it just, you just want so much for your kids.
You do. And people don't want women to be human. They want it to be perfect.
Right.
And that is not true.
That ain't my life. I can tell you that.
No, and I'm glad it's not my life either. I don't care. What is one thing you want young entrepreneurial women to know but does not get brought up enough?
I want them to know that you can do anything you want to do. You just have to put your mind to it. And if you hit a roadblock, stop, think about what you're doing, ask people for help. Always ask people for help. Mm-hmm. And keep going or start again. It's okay to start over. It's okay to change course. It's okay to do all that.
Yeah.
And the other thing, and I tell Delaney this all the time. You don't have to have the same timeline that somebody else has. You don't have to, have gone to college for 4 years and then have a job before you're 23 and, all these things. Everybody's timeline's different. So if I could tell them one thing is you don't have to have the same timeline as everybody else. It's, everybody's different.
Yeah.
And don't let anybody ever tell you can't do it.
No,
don't
that is so
ever
true.
let somebody tell you can't do it. That should light a fire under you to make you want to do it even better and bigger.
That
every time
is my motivation. Maybe it's unhealthy, but my motivation is the hate. I love it. I secretly love it. I'm like, yes, challenge me.
Yeah. Go for it. Do it.
You're doing something
Sky's
right.
the limit.
If people are hating or complaining,
right.
I always thought that. If it's bothering, keep going.
If you're in their mind all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I love that. Well, thank you for donating your time. I know you're a very busy woman to managing.
I was so nervous, but then you just made it so just sit here and talk.
Well, this is what we do after every festival or concert. We just talk about the day. And that's those conversations we had last year was what inspired me to do this. Because I'm like, I wish everybody heard what me and Holly were talking about. Because that's real.
I'm so glad. That's awesome. It is.
And you took a chance
I love
on
listening to it and everything. And well, you're a go-getter.
Thank you.
And you don't have that always in that young of a person.
Thank you.
And so I'm proud of you.
And Holly Johnston was one of the first people to take a chance on taproom bar cart. So
and I love it. And oh my gosh, if you hadn't had the cherry bomb, you gotta have the cherry bomb. It is the bomb.
It is my most popular drink.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
So good. I love it. It was like
I wish I could figure out how to make it at home, but
crazy.
it's not going to be the same because of that cherry foam.
the cold
stuff.
foam.
Gosh.
That is
I'm telling
my
you.
quote unquote secret recipe, but if people know what it was, I'd be like, gosh darn it, it's so easy.
It's always better when somebody else makes it for
Exactly.
you anyway. But if you're ever anywhere where the taproom bar cart is and she has a cherry bomb, get it. You will not regret it.
Even if it's
at
not
all.
on my signature menu list that day, I will always make the cherry bomb.
It is awesome.
I'll make sure to have the cherry bomb at Festival Country Kickoff. It'll have to be the mocktail version,
I know.
but
I know.
it's still pretty good.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, we're going to sign off for the day. Holly, thank you for coming on.
thank you for having me.
And
I
we
appreciate it.
are finished. Love you guys. Bye.